Hello and welcome to another travel log. This time, who was surprised, I went to Melbourne. The first morning there, my friends and I had breakfast at a cute diner cafe, before indulging in some window shopping. These plushies were ridiculously soft, but they sure could break the bank. So I opted for this cat mug instead. We then made our way to a self-serve bubble tea store that definitely brought me back to my bubble tea barista days. Except this time, I paid more to make it myself. It was a fun experience, especially because I got to share it with friends. Afterwards, we strolled over to the NGV for a little art and culture. Whenever I'm in an art gallery, there's a ridiculously cynical dialogue inside my head that can't help but say, yeah, I can make that. So I truly respect art that doesn't look easily reproducible. Here were a few of my favourite pieces. For dinner, we went to one of my favourite restaurants in Melbourne for some Korean noodles and fried pork. I'm not joking when I say that I routinely dream of the food at this restaurant. With our bellies full, we were ready for We all had an absolute blast, and it was so surreal seeing the members with our own eyes. It doesn't look that bad now, but all night it was positively bucketing, which we prepared for by sharing between the four of us a single umbrella and a free poncho from our lovely Uber driver. The next morning, there's my fit, it was still raining, which meant perfect weather for soup, noodles, and overpriced coffee. Ara and I caught up over some cake and drinks before joining the others for an escape room, which we surprisingly escaped. Never doubted us for a second. After dinner, we gathered some snacks. Before singing our heart outs at karaoke. Ugh, this was so much fun, jamming with our friends and screaming till our throats ran dry. The next morning, Radea and I had brunch with a Perth friend who had recently moved to Melbourne. After picking up Ara, we went to a free museum exhibit which was about road safety. This was actually my first time trying VR. Super trippy. Despite the Arctic chill that is Melbourne's all-year-round weather, it was time for ice cream. This was absolutely delicious. The crispy wafer and chewy mochi paired so well with the creamy ice cream. We all had so much fun last night that we decided a karaoke encore was needed. We mixed it up by playing that game where one of us turns away from the lyrics and tries to sing from memory. I don't have any footage of that, so you're just gonna have to trust me. We had a great time. The last few days of my trip were reserved for family, which began with some dinner and a show. Together with my brother, sister-in-law and niece, we made our way to an arcade, where I lost at shooting games, did slightly better at driving games, and demolished at the dancing games. After a long day, we came home to feed the cats and call it a night. The next day, we indulged in a massive lunch at a Chinese restaurant, followed by cake, which tided us over until dinner. Free food is some of the best food. Thanks and good. The next day was more of the same. Brunch, cakes, and a very early dinner before my flight back home. A short trip this time, but absolutely worthwhile to see my beloved family and friends. Till next time, Melbourne.